What's up guys? So the first meal I'm sharing is omelette, which is usually served in Western style Japanese cafes or diners. At the same time, it's a very common homemade meal because it's pretty simple to make. So right now I'm chopping out some onions to put in my ketchup rice, as well as some bacon. People usually like to use chicken, but this is all I had in the fridge. Plus it's gonna add some extra flavor, so that's all good. Ideally, you would use Japanese sticky rice, but again, jasmine rice was all I had at the moment. But I honestly think it worked out because jasmine rice is really perfect for any fried rice. Really stir the rice with the onions and bacon together, and you really don't want to skimp on the use of oil when it comes to making fried rice. For omelette, you basically make ketchup rice, which you literally take ketchup to season. That's all you need, really. I'm adding some leftover tomato paste that I had in the fridge, just to add a little more thickness. And I decided to get a little fancy and added some soy sauce as well. Now on to making the eggs. I'm cracking open 2 eggs, so you're gonna need 4 eggs if you're making for 2.
So do you feel like
And just beat them real good, and you're gonna add some kind of a milk. I had half and half in the fridge, so that's what I used. This is gonna add a little more creaminess and fluffiness to the eggs, and we're just gonna season it light with salt and pepper. In the meantime, I'm plating the rice on the plate so they'll be ready when the eggs are done. You definitely don't have to take this extra step, but I wanted to make them look pretty, so I just took my miso soup bowl and just make them nice and round. The trick to make fluffy omelette is to keep the heat to medium low. Cook the eggs quickly and take it off the heat fairly early before the eggs are overcooked. The process is almost like making scrambled eggs with chopsticks, but you don't want them to crumble out too much. So just keep the consistency, but keep stirring throughout. And this is kind of what you want it to look like. The eggs are slightly undercooked, but this is what's gonna give the creamy and soft texture. I actually haven't made this dish in such a long time, but I think I did a pretty good job. Decorate with some more ketchup on the eggs and it's all done. Such a good meal idea for lunch, and a lot of kids in Japan bring this in lunchbox to schools. The next day I decided to make Japanese curry rice. This is my staple meal to make. If you have the curry paste, which you can find easily at Asian market or Asian aisles in any grocery stores, this is a very quick and easy dish to make. So again, I'm starting with chopping out some vegetables. All you need is for a good curry is potatoes, carrots, and onions. By the way, we don't really have baby carrots in Japan, and they taste so much different from the carrots in Japan, and I kind of miss the carrots in Japan. And for the protein, you can honestly use any kind of meat or even beans for the vegetarians, but I usually like to use chicken thighs. Starting with the onions, we're going to be stirring out some vegetables as well as chicken. Looks like the rice is done in the other pot. Adding some water. And let it come to boil. And what I'm doing here is removing some scum from the meat and the vegetables. And after that, you're gonna keep it on low heat until the vegetables and meat are cooked all the way through. This is the curry paste blocks that my mom sent me from Japan. But like I said, you can find them at Asian markets or Asian sections at any grocery stores. I decided to fry up some zucchinis for some extra color and extra greens. Now it's time to plate. I other grains like purple rice and black rice to my usual jasmine rice, so that's why it looks like this. It just adds a little extra texture and fiber. Japanese curry is one of the very first meals that I learned how to make. It's so easy for kids to make just because all you have to do is chopping up vegetables and cooking in a pan.
Oh.
The final meal I'm sharing today is mine and Anton's absolute favorite, Japanese fried chicken. This is something I grew up eating, whether outside or inside home, so it always holds special, space in my heart. I just love the taste of the grated ginger and garlic, which you don't really get from American fried chicken. So right now I'm just making the marinade for the chicken. I think I just added soy sauce, mirin, Japanese sake, grated ginger and garlic. That's it. Cut the chicken in cubes. You can use either chicken thighs or chicken breast. I use chicken thighs this time. And kind of massage it in the marinade, and we're gonna let it sit in the fridge for an hour. After the chicken absorbs all the flavors, we're gonna coat them in cornstarch and fry them up. You want them to be nice and golden brown, cooked all the way through, but still be juicy inside. Alright, thanks for watching my first cooking video. I'll be making more, so stay tuned.